This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake your body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Yeah, I had to play that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to remind people some of your accomplishments have to be.
No doubt.
When you're making songs that's charting on Billboard, that becomes the theme song for an era, for a generation. You got to remind people of those sort of things sometimes.
Absolutely.
Amen.
When you are independent artist putting out mixtapes and then you get a slew of corporations that want to invest in your talent and exploit it however they can, however you allow them to.
Right.
You got to remind people what some folks accomplished. Chronix came up here, an artist, and said that you can live two different lives. You can live your real life and you can live a life in a digital space. And you could die in a digital space but still be living your real life.
Living the dream.
Living the dream, accomplishing more than you did when people saw you in the digital space.
Right.
Sometimes when you ain't at the top of the conversation, people think you're not doing anything. But a friend of mine, and I say this because every now and then, he'll send a text. It used to be every few months. Now it's about once every year.
That's
honest. That's honest.
But hey, at the same time, I'm watching, I'm listening, and I'm learning. And I really want to commend this young man for figuring it out, Heather. You're never one thing all the time. You could be a bunch of things in one life. Get it? And this man has expanded his brand, has stayed above water. He looking like a bigger rock star than he was when his biggest song was charting on the charts.
His braided hair is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Thank
looking
you.
at it, Sway.
Shout out to Deidre Chatham, man.
Okay, Deidre gets a shout out.
She's the truth, for real. DC the hair artist. She's the truth.
Wow.
A lot of girls. There's some good girls out to do my hair, but she did this one.
She's the one. Trinidad James is back.
Yes.
Man used to come up here all the time, man.
Yes.
You know, when the Don't Be Safe days.
Man, Don't Be Safe was a great time. I mean, you know me since the beginning of my career, man.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has seen my career in the complete beginning of it.
Yeah.
So to be here now and be independent and just doing the moves that I'm doing now, all I can tell people is you must believe in yourself, no matter what your digital space is or your success is or how many people messing with you. You got to believe in yourself. You know, my main goal thing that I'm going with is you quit on me. I never quit on me. And that's the main thing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you don't quit on yourself, then you always have another day to be great.
Wow.
You know, so.
Trinidad, it's a lot of game, a lot of gyms
You know
today.
how we going to do it. You know.
Let's do it. What did you learn? Because you went from working in a retail outlet and then 8 months later having the biggest song on the charts, right?
Yep.
And so the evolution that most artists would go through back in the day, you get an A&R guy, they develop you, and by the time you come out, you're already ready. But we saw it all in front of us. We saw you practice.
Yes, sir.
We saw you fail.
Yes, sir.
We saw you win.
Yes, sir.
You know, what kept you going? Because this is a brutal generation. The turnover rate is quick.
Yes,
people
sir, it is.
forget, they'll sweep you under a rug.
Very true.
Did you feel that? Did you sense that?
No, definitely I sensed it, man. And I'm for me, I've never lied to you or anybody in the game. I've always been honest about who I was, and I knew when I was practicing, and I knew when I was figuring it out. However, the one thing that trumps all that is when God gives you a blessing. It don't matter what anybody else is talking about. You just got to accept that. And people don't. I said this the other day. People don't hate Trinidad James the man. You have a problem with his success, and you know success and Trinidad James happen to live in the same house. So it's like, that guy, you know, I'm aggravated, but you don't have a problem with me. Like the people who know me, it's like, bro, you rock with me. I'm a real nigga. Like, what are you talking about? You know, so it's once I realized that fast, I was like, okay, cool. I just need to focus on my craft, on my craft. And then as I was focusing on my craft and I knew I was getting better, I also realized I got to do more than just music because I started looking at people taking my formula and running with it. Yeah. And then I just started seeing how savage these corporations are with my people and just people in general.
Give us an example because we're going to talk about this new unscripted series called Independent, but you break down about the record companies
right.
with the true essence of a recording contract. And what is the relationship that you find in your assessment, the dynamic between artists and record companies?
Well, the main thing these days, the biggest difference and this is coming from like the sacrificial lamb of the digital era, or whatever, is like that. Basically, you need to be everything compared to back in the day when you had artist development. Artist development is not there anymore.
Okay.
So when you're, I don't know, you got some of these artists like 16, 17, 18 years old, they barely got out of high school, and they're growing up in the streets and the projects, and they're good, they have talent. Are they the best rappers yet? No, but they're giving you a true story, and people love real. And labels, they see numbers.
Yeah.
They see streams, and you can't fault them for that because that's what they've been doing for their whole life, using numbers to win. And we've been using our talent to win. So it's kind of like figuring out, honestly, the best thing that you can do, and what I gotta tell any young artist or any artist, period, is to, if you having problems with labels, is what can help with that is forming a better team. Because a lot of times we put it all on ourselves. And I've done so many different experiences in this game where it's like, I got this team and I got this team, and then I do it by myself, and now I build a new team just to honestly figure out what works. You know, like I always tell people in my interviews is that you never get to see the beginning of artists who we praise now, their career. We never seen their downfalls really. You know, we just see them like, oh man,
The finished product. Yeah.
they're amazing. So with that being said, now that with me it changed, like you see my beginning and everything you went through, and for the kids coming up after me or whatever, like everything is quick. But the one beautiful thing about it, you have like those Coach K's out there in the world who's been through the fire too.
Coach K. Shout out to Coach K,
what I'm saying?
man.
Shout out to QC, shout out to Coach K. You know, they figured it out, you know, and that's what it's all about, man. We all are here for each other.
So during the time of the Wake Up EP, No One Is Safe, Trips to Trinidad EP, they didn't necessarily have the success that you came in the game with. What were you doing?
The difference in that aspect, well, I was definitely now phasing into like independent, but I still had like, you know, certain label situations I still was handling, and it was honestly, that was the wake up basically coming into 2015 was me waking up and realizing like, bro, you really got to do all this yourself. But you telling yourself that and actually knowing what it takes to do it yourself is two different things. So, okay, boom, I did the wake up, No One Is Safe, Trips to Trinidad, you know, winging it.
Yeah.
Winging it. Like, you know, I do the music, but it's different when you got to be the A&R and the publicist and the this, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of those type of things where I was doing all those things myself, and that goes back to what I was saying. Like, you can't do everything yourself. You can be the most amazing person that you want to be in your mind, but you cannot do everything yourself. So that was basically my fault. Trying to do everything myself is only so successful it's going to be. You know, so that's really what happened then. And I learned coming into 2016, build a better team. So I've just been gradually building a better team. And then for 2017 now, I have a pretty legit team. You know,
is Sherry Skorka on your team?
Sherry, she's a part of it. You know?
Okay, Sherry Skorka. Let me give you something about Sherry.
Go Sherry.
I've known her from the MTV days. She and I were office mates for a long time. I don't know, was it years? For years, we were office mates, but at a time when we were figuring out how to develop hip-hop programming and content for TV that was viable, that people would want to see and make it engaging. So when you, back in the days of when we were doing, you want to name some of the shows we were doing back then? Do you remember? You don't remember. I don't either. But all the great programs, the All Eyes On, the hot, you know, we were doing the MTV News special, News Now specials.
We would go on the road. We would do shows with. We went on the road with 50, with Jay-Z, with Eminem. Yeah. You know, all those guys, especially 50 early in his career. It was
yeah. She was right there. So
Dope.
so she's a good addition to your team.
Trust me, I know. Shout out to her and Hannah.
Okay, and Hannah over there in the background.
Doing her thing.
Okay.
Definitely.
Real quick, and then I'm going to jump off of this. Because
I got to shout out Julie here in New York. She's been like also one of my PRs who's just been like kicking ass for me. One of the newest people to come onto my team, and like Julie, Noah, thank you. I have to say that.
Noah who?
Noah Wallace.
Okay, Noah Wallace. Okay. When the industry, when I say the industry, the press, journalism, hip hop journalists, and are in cahoots with an ideology that an artist is no longer valuable.
Relevant, correct.
Or relevant.
Yes, sir.
Valuable, relevant, whatever. They don't fuck with you.
Right.
And they let people know, and then it kind of influences the audience as well.
Yes, sir.
So all of a sudden, you got journalists who are not immersed on the front lines that's telling people their opinion on what's good or what's not,
correct,
who has a future or not, and it influences the masses.
Very disgusting.
You've had that happen to some extent.
Yes, sir.
What do you tell yourself as an individual? Like, how did you not get? A lot of folks go into depression. People, quit.
That's like I said, it's my going saying. Like, I didn't quit on me. You did. Mm-hmm. You can't quit on you because you literally only have you. Like, before I even came into this, I did this by myself. Before I even met you, I was doing this by myself. Mm-hmm. So the only ideology that was a little thrown off for me was that, like, oh, we're working as a team, and it's team, because I know how to work as a team. But when you come to find out and you get in the game and, you sign a deal or you got fame or you got something that's going viral crazy, it's on you, and that is, it's a shame, to be honest with you, because, people should work better together.
Right.
We should. Like, if you want to make money with me, why would you not want to work with me? Mm-hmm. It's very strange. And, you just got to go through the fire, and you find beautiful people in this industry. I mean, dude, I've done 1 million interviews, and you've always been the same person. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful people in this industry. Like, everybody's not a fuck nigga. No.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can tell you that.
I ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, all of them, everybody is not that. No. And I could honestly tell you that, like, because people know I've been through the fire.
You've been through it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. I could put those arrows in my back, break it off. It's all good. I got nice clothes. It's cool.
Trinidad James, he's stylish too, Heather. You see the green glove.
Mike
MJ is proud of you right now, looking down at that green glove. All right, we're going to come back. Trinidad James is here. I want to talk about this new unscripted series featuring one of my good buddies, Futuristic, is a part of this as well. 888-742-3345. I'm going to take something from the, from the Father Figure Project. Give me that anime.
Animated.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.